everybody. We'd like to welcome you to the Legendary Accordion Festival. My name is Terry Cavanagh. I'm going to be your host today, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to Mr. Danny Jerabek. Here he is.
Hey. Hi, everybody.
That's all you get to say, though.
Okay.
I haven't told them all of your accolades. Danny's, he came out of the womb upside down and naked, playing the button box. A lot of experience. He's the co-director, or actually the director, band leader of the Copper Box Band. And it's quite a fun band. They're very innovative. They cross the genres. They come out of Oshkosh. You got a big advantage, just the name of where you come from.
It's not bad. Oshkosh, Bagosh. Yeah.
Very nice. And it's an award-winning band. They've won some Whammy Awards. And Danny's played and been featured in some major accordion festivals here in the U.S., including the Cotati Festival and the National Accordion Festival, and a big one in San Antonio, close to where I am. And that's the International Accordion Festival, where they bring the best accordion players from all around the world. That must have been a real kick.
It was one of my highlights, definitely, of all of my years of playing. And there's been a lot of them. All like 36 years-ish, 37 years of like playing.
I'm not finished.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
And he's got an artist endorsement from Roland. Let's see, what else can I say?
Honer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we cut and start over, or can we keep going?
That's fine. Yeah. It's
from
all right. Yeah.
her.
Yes.
Sorry about that, Roland. Carl and I were slamming Roland a little bit the other night. So anyway, he's got that endorsement. That's pretty cool because it gets him certain perks. Like he's got one on right now, and it's not a shirt. So you'll see later. Oh, there it is. Look at that beauty. And the Copper Box Band has shared the stage with such bands as Huey Lewis, Buckwheat Zydeco, Carl Finch, and Brave Combo, and the Doobie Brothers. I like that. Nice, and several others. Now, they've been around. Hey, check them out when we're finished. You're really going to enjoy them, and we'll include the webpage for that. So be sure you check them out. And I think besides just saying that he's a fine fellow, he's a great musician, he's an innovator, and he's got some great things to share with you, including his personal history and concepts about music and what's going on in his world. So everybody, let's hear it for Mr. Danny Jerabek.
Hey. Hi, everybody.
How are you doing today, Danny?
I'm doing great. It was a nice sunny day, high of 72 here in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. I got a lot done, a lot of yard work. I was telling you, Terry, I cleaned out the Copper Box van. It's never smelled better. So we are hoping and ready to get back to playing some of my gigs, maybe midsummer, maybe late summer, once we have the like thumbs up to get back in action, right? You know, once everyone's feeling safe and everybody is safe. We'll do it. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. Itching. I'm just itching. I just want to play.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are, huh? Just
right.
We'll be renewed with renewed vigor.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Hey, Danny, I always like to get a little insight about everybody's early years. So tell us what was going on, how you got started in music.
Well, I got started playing my mom's Tupperware bowls, I guess as far back as when I was 2 or 3, maybe younger, when I could crawl. I was always banging on something, always wanted to drum. So I was the drummer for my dad's band, Tuba Dan and the Polka Landers, which he formed in 1984. For the first couple jobs, I was like the backup drummer. I'd get to sit in on a couple songs. And after I think about the 3rd or 4th gig, the drummer Butch and his wife went on a cruise for like a 2-week cruise. And so the band said, hey, we'll just let Danny drum. You know, we'll like give the kid a chance, give him a shot. So those were, of course, all 4-hour gigs then, and all late gigs. They were all like 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. So my dad was always itching me. I was sitting right next to my dad played like tuba, still does. So he would have his big foot, you know, just tapping to the beat. So I didn't drag, and come on, son, we got one more hour. Don't get tired, you know? So, okay, I'm not going to get tired. I'm not going to let the band down. So I played like the 3 or 4 jobs during the time that Butch was gone. And by the time Butch got back from his vacation, I guess, so the story goes, the band voted me in as the full-time drummer. I guess I was a little bit better or just as good as Butch. So I got my start in 1984. I was almost 10 years old, so I was 9, and I never looked back since. Started playing the button accordion when I was 10. My grandfather, Grandpa Bill, gave me his old 2-row Hohner button box that he bought in World War II from the Sears and Roebuck catalog. And so there was one day his grandpa's like, hey, he said this to my dad, Dan, I think Danny has got some rhythm. I think he could play the button box. So my dad's like, all right, well, let's like give it to him. And so grandpa gave it to like me, and I was like, Grandpa, I really don't want to play the accordion. And my dad grabbed me by the collar. Was like, he's playing the accordion. So that was my start to the button box in my early years. And I started to learn trumpet and saxophone. That all came along too. But I was always drawn to trying to play a lot of different things and try to get as good as possible on all of them. Not the master on all of them, but fairly proficient. But I'm most known for my button box playing. So
I'm relieved you weren't wounded by your dad's forcing you to play.
well, right at first, I kind of was, because I want to be the cool kid, like all of us want to try to like do, right? It's like whatever cool means. It really doesn't mean anything. But I just wanted some of my classmates, when they would come out, if we were playing any picnics or concerts, if they were sitting back there, they were all, wow, Danny's playing drums, that's cool. And then I thought about it, it's like, I'm not sure how cool that's going to be if I'm playing the accordion up in the front row. But that all changed probably when I was about 18 or 19. I started to take it a lot more serious, and probably in my early 20s, I started to hear the likes of like Carl Finch and Brave Combo and what they were doing with the polka scene, and kind of combining the Latin styles and rock with polka. And my mind was blown, and it's like the clouds opened up, the heavens opened up, and I felt, like there's a big shining beam. And Esteban Hold On, Steve Jordan was a big part of that too. It's kind of all at the same time. I was listening to Brave Combo a lot, and Steve Jordan, and a lot of other great Tex-Mex Tejano bands, some Flacco, all of our classic guys. I love them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's the short version, Terry.
It worked out good. Just enough.
Okay. Yeah, I know you're about to reel it back there. Yeah.
No, it was perfect. Hey, tell me what you love about the accordion.
What I love about the accordion is it's so versatile. I really think it can be played on ballads, real sweet stuff, kind of like this. Or it can be in some Zydeco stuff, kind of like this. So it's so versatile. It can rock. It can be harsh. It can be sweet. It can be whatever we want it to like be. And I just think it fits in great with almost any style of like music. So yeah, that's what I love about it. And number 2, I think it's cool now. Because a lot of my friends, they just know me as the squeeze box man. That's like what they're calling me, and I'm sure a lot of us other, we all have friends and family that calls us the squeezers. But yeah, I'm just drawn to it. Whenever I'm feeling down, I will pick up my box, and before long, I'm feeling great.
Mhm.
Works every time, every time.
Nice. That's a beautiful thing.
Hmm.
Now, how did Copperbox come to be formed?
Copper Box was formed in 2002 by my wife, Michelle, and I. Both of us grew up with family polka bands, playing with our dads and our brothers and our sisters. And so we were married in 1997. And for a couple of months, we still played with our dad's bands. And there was one night, I think like 3 months after we were married, we ended up staying right across the road from each other in different rooms, in hotel rooms, because we didn't have cell phones back then, in Rochester, Minnesota. I will never forget it. But there we were. Ended up, it was on a Saturday night, and then we both had gigs on like Sunday. So when we both got home on Sunday night, it's like, "Hi, honey, how was your weekend?" "Oh, it was great. We had nice crowds, great dancers." And it's, "Oh, where did you guys stay on like Saturday night?" "Oh, we stayed in Rochester." "Rochester, Minnesota?" "Yeah." I'm like, "So did I." Where? And we ended up being right across the road
Oh,
from each other. So right after that, we were like, "This is insane. We need to be in the same band. We just got married. Um, I love you. You love me. Let's try to do something." So right after that point, we had to break the bad news to our dads and just decided we didn't want to choose one of them and have one of us join their their band. So we just broke off and we started a band called Kick, which was kind of like really fast polkas, like a Brave Combo-esque. It was is basically like Brave Combo's baby brothers, kind of stuff. And we did that for 4 years. And right after that, we started writing more original songs, kind of like the folk scene, folk rock, Zydeco-esque kind of stuff too, ballads. And that wasn't fitting all of the jobs that we were playing with Kick. A lot of polka festivals, and some of the dancers were kind of like, "Oh, okay, we're not digging this." So we just decided to cut the ties and just start something brand new that we could play in like bars and like clubs, rock, clubs and that kind of thing around here. So we formed Copper Box in 2002, right after a lot of other stuff. Yeah. So we've been around a long time.
well, that's a good accomplishment right there.
Hmm.
Hey, how about treating us to a song?
You bet. Here's a song I love playing. I was just saying, whenever I'm kind of feeling down, I will. This is always one of my go-to songs. It's called Saha Jorge, written by the great Hermeto Pascoal from Brazil. Yeah, it's got the nice full beat.
Very tasty.
Yeah. Thank you. That is my go-to.
I can see.
Love that song. Hey, and a little shameless plug. That's going to be on the new Copper Box CD recording coming out probably in June, early June. So.
All right. Remember that, everybody. Take action. We're going to show you how to take action in just a little bit. And, well, you know, you're obviously very accomplished, and I think some of our folks out there would like to know what's it take to get there.
Well, as we all know, a lot of hard work, a lot of tears, a lot of, oh man, I can't get it, you know, but just practice, practice, practice. You know, we all say it. All of our coaches have always said it for whatever we're doing, sports, teachers, don't give up. But seriously, don't give up. Something that I always find when I got a little hang up on a little run, I might be having troubles with it, but man, if you really hit it hard for a couple weeks and then maybe set it down for a day or like two, you come back and all of a sudden, bam, it is there. It's happened to me many times. Either trying to get some really fast run or trying to get the like chord, you know, trying to stretch out your like fingers to get that, you know, seventh, ninth, you know, really reaching up there. Yeah, it's just a lot of practice. One thing that I like really doing too is learning multiple genres of like music. I love jazz. I love to listen to like jazz. So even if like even if you don't practice it, if you listen to it and kind of soak it in, that is awesome, and it can definitely affect and bleed into all of your other kind of music that like we're playing. Say any cool jazz song, you know, we can put some of those really cool chords into a sweet waltz, you know, that may be something we can play basic the first time, you know, something like that, and then the second time putting in some jazz chords and adding some sixths and some ninths and some sevenths, kind of like this, you know, some of that. So that's kind of what I'm talking about when I'm saying, you know, kind of soaking in some other styles of like music, like jazz, even rock. You know, like listening to some really good rock tunes can maybe put a little energizing into, say, if you're playing a polka. You know, it's like, wow, you know, let's maybe let the drummer rock out a little bit more. You know, we'll break down and then come back and then hit the like trio or the chorus one more time. Just kind of that whole thing, keeping an open mind is how I personally play, and I think it works. So I would like to share that with everybody. Kind of listen to all styles of like music, and do whatever you like really like, and kind of cross pollinate. You know.
Yeah, very nice.
It's cool.
Well, you'd mentioned Carl Finch and Brave Combo. You mentioned Steve Jordan. How about two or three other of your favorite accordion players that had an influence on you?
Don Chelkaczewski, the Polish kid, spent a lot of time in Michigan, and I believe lived in like Tucson area in Arizona for many years, and now he's down in Florida. But the Polish kid, really great button box player. Yes, definitely. You mind if I play you like one of his little ditties? It's really catchy stuff. Okay. It's a little song that he wrote called Barn Dance. I'll kind of stand up. So have you. You know, so yeah, Don, the Polish kid, The kid had a lot of really cool things where he combined like kind of that country, you know, the hoedown with Polish and German and Czech, and it was really really cool. So right right away when, you know, because I was playing a lot of Czech and like German songs, totally love them. But whenever you get to do, you know, all that kind of stuff, I was like, wow. When you're 17, my mind was just blown. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I want to start doing that too. So definitely him. Um, let's see. There's many other great players, but there was a local guy here from Appleton, Dick Metko, played in the band that my dad first played in when I was really really young, with the Dick Rogers band. But Dick Metko, fantastic, super talented guy, and also played trumpet really really well too. But yeah, check him out too, Dick Metko. Great player. So those are some of my like early inspirations, my idols, accordion idols.
Nice. Thank you for sharing.
You bet.
And speaking of sharing, we got some accordion players in our audience, and they'd like to learn more about how you do what you do. Got any tips for them?
I do. One thing that I really like doing on button box, this is diatonic, is I do a lot of stuff on like the pole. And I do love playing on the outer rows so that you can do stuff. So it's not so push and like pull, right? You know, so that kind of stuff. So I'm just all gonna pull here. And also with like polling, I also learned that you can get some of those major sevenths and also major sevenths and ninths chords, 11ths, whatever you want to add on by like polling. It's a lot easier. So get a chord like that. So this is an F, B flat, E flat box, but by polling, starting with your F down here, your A, your 5, that's your 7ths, and your 9 chord. You can kind of reach up with your pinky and get both of those bad boys right there. There's your 7th, there's your 9th. So I just kind of forced myself to do a lot of things on like the pole, drawing out so that you can get more runs in, and you're not going back and forth. Sounds a lot more smooth. A lot more clean too. So, you know, all that kind of stuff, you know, so you're not, because otherwise you're like bass hand too. If you're chording all along, this is what it would sound like if you were going back and forth. You know, so it's way better to use all of the rows. One major thing too, I would like to say, is learn where every note is, either push or like pull. And I really like to think of the button box as a keyboard. It helps a lot. So if you're playing with a band, you kind of know where, you know, thinking about theory wise, where like every note is. Just don't think of it as like a button box. I kind of picture, I know where like every note is on this button box. So kind of, there's a note that you can push, and the same note is on a different button pulling out. So that's very important. So everybody, let's do our homework and figure out the like keyboard. But whether you're playing a like Hohner or not, they do have fingering charts online, and maybe I can share that at some time too. But it really helps to like think of the whole the whole scale here, the whole layout as a keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Thank you for sharing that. So we've talked about the joys of playing the accordion, you know, what that does for you. What would you say about the same question in terms of where you find your fulfillment in terms of the music business?
Okay, well, one thing that I do like about the business of being in a band is driving. I'm the main driver of like Copper Box. There have been known to have some German festivals where I haven't been driving home. You know, anyways. But I do love playing. I love performing. I mean, music is like one thing, but one thing, Terry, that I really like seeing is how my music and the band that I play in, the bands that I play with, how that affects people out in the audience. You know, I'm a people watcher, you know, and I just love to like see how all of a sudden we'll just kick into something really, really fast. And it's like everybody's like, ah, it's like, yeah, I love it. And then maybe hit the people with a couple fast songs and then slow it down again, and just all of a sudden you know people are looking for their favorite, you know, coochie coo cuddle up dance partner, and you know that is super cool too, and we'll play one of those and then maybe swing into something a little medium tempo, and then we're back at it, you know, zydeco, and then it's up and down, you know, it's that roller coaster, and the whole gamut, you know, it's the whole emotions. I love doing that, and so it's kind of the like cross of what I'm feeling and definitely what my bandmates are like feeling. And one really cool thing too is it's not always easy, it's not a piece of like cake, but I love playing with uh, my wife. You know, she's my best friend, and that is no BS, you know, really, because you know, I was I don't tell her that, you know, to her face, so I hope she's not watching this, but um I really do love it. I mean, I love watching her whenever she's wailing on on a sax solo, and there's once in times I'll just close my eyes and it feels like I'm not even there. You know, I'm up like floating above the bandstand looking down. It's surreal. I can't explain it, but that's what music does to me. And like the business, it is what it is. I mean, all of us were obviously not in it for like the money, because you know we're not making a lot of money, but I'm personally, most of us are, we are fortunate that we're paying our bills, and you know, we're just playing gigs, doing our best and making a lot of people happy, and we are helping them too. One short thing too I would like to add is there's been multiple times when I might feel like, oh man, this gig, you know, I don't think it was that good, the band didn't sound the best. And there's always, you know, sometimes it's pretty cool, we get letters or emails or phone calls of like people saying, hey, we were at the show last week Saturday, and I was feeling way down. Either my sister just passed away, or my dog died, or my cat died, and I was feeling really down, and I just decided to go to your concert right at the last minute, and you guys saved me. You know, it's that kind of stuff that we don't think about. It's just not about us. It's about the whole big picture. You know, it's about everyone that's there at like all of our shows, and that's the awesome thing about the business is, you know, the business is the business. You got to treat it like a business. I'm not saying that, but there's a much bigger picture.
And have you noticed, like, you've been at this not quite as long as me, but you may be playing for a couple on their wedding and then
Oh,
anniversary. And
yes, exactly, Terry. Yeah, there's been three different families that when I was a kid played with my dad's band for, which would be, you know, their anniversary, their 10th anniversary, 15th year anniversary, and then ended up playing for their children's weddings. And then I played for, which would have been that first couple, their grandchild's wedding, you know. So it's like, yeah, that's really cool too. And that's a compliment for any one of us that have ever been a part of that. One, you know, we are obviously doing something right, and two, we're just lucky to be alive yet, you know, doing that too. So, right?
yeah, I'll race you to the fourth generation.
Yeah.
That is a great thing. It's really wonderful to have life cycle back to you in these kind of moments. So
you bet. And one really cool thing too is people that we've played for their weddings, their kids. I mean, they got these cute little kids coming out and they're up in the front row dancing. And, you know, there's this cute little blonde girl. I think she's like 7 or 8 now, lives in Madison, just about an hour south of me, the capital of Wisconsin, Madison. She like comes up to like the bandstand and like yells up, "Hey, Danny, can you guys play Hey Baby, que paso?" You know, it's like, of course we can, you know, "Hey baby, que paso?" And she's up there dancing. So it's, you know, we call them the Copper Box Kids because we were a part of that. You know, we helped their mom and dad celebrate their parties, and nothing better, Terry, than to see, you know, other people going on and living their lives, and they're bringing their kids back to like see us play. It's pretty awesome.
yes, it is. And speaking of awesome, how about another song?
You got it. Here's a song written by my buddy Randy Dorschner. It's called Pee Wee's Polka. One more time.
Hooray!
Yeah, Pee Wee's Polka.
Very happy. What did Big Joe always used to say? Happy music for happy people.
Yes. Yep. It is.
Very nice. Hey, you know, when I watch you play, you just look like you're really enjoying it to the max.
I am. You know, I guess there have been some gigs when I was feeling sick or, you know, whatever. And like, and there were people that, "Hey, Danny, is like something wrong?" It's like, well, yeah, you know, I got a temperature, but they're like, "Yeah, I mean, you're not really off, but we can just tell." But, you know, there's nothing like, you can't fake it, right? I mean, you can fake it, but like people know. I mean, if like, but that being said, you always got to smile, no matter what. If like if you're feeling sick or whatever, that is my personal, you know, showbiz talk. Give it your all, you know. But yeah, I just love playing. I would not want to do anything else, Terry. Music, man. Music is what it's about. Always wanted to, and I always will. I'll always play music.
Wow, you are blessed.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough people can say that about whatever they're doing in the moment. So
True.
very nice. Good for you. All righty. So let me see. We're approaching our end of our session, but there are a couple more questions I want to get in. We've got some other artists in the festival this week, and we're having a lightning round response from you. We're not looking for 5 minutes per question, but Lightning.
Okay.
What do you think about this? Ted Lang.
Ted Lang, that guy's left hand on accordion, amazing. Spot on. I don't hear that guy goofing up too often. Great player and great guy. Very knowledgeable about tech stuff too. Does a great job with his mixes. That's Ted.
Alex Meister.
Woo! Ball of energy. One guy that I love to talk with. It is always very hard because him and I would love to talk. So, our conversations at like the minimum are usually 45 minutes long. But love that guy. Great button box player. I love his energy too. He never gets tired.
Carl Finch.
Whew. He is my big brother, Carl. He's always been there, telling me, "Yeah, do it, man." My one of my mentors too, with my dad being my main musical and in life mentor, looking up to dad. But Carl Finch is like right up there too, with like music wise and just his whole outlook on life. And because music is music, but music is life too. So I like to look at the whole bigger picture and how my music can maybe help somebody. But that's what Carl taught me. Sorry, kind of got off on a tangent, but that's what I think about Carl Finch. Is just it's much more than like music.
And I don't think you know our fifth player this week, Mr. Michael Bridge. But,
I haven't met him yet. No.
But y'all would appreciate him too. He's coming from a whole different aspect where he's a tremendous concert type of player on the chromatic accordion, and he's can I say hell on wheels on the digital accordions, and he'll be showing his talents on both of those. You'll be amazed at what he can do. So
I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. That's what Alex and Ted and Carl are saying, man. Part of the excitement around this whole thing is I want to hear what everybody else is saying and doing. So
yeah, well, and I'm just hoping that other people say nice things about me too. I wish you would have let me hear what they said about me first, but seriously, no, those are all great guys, and I'm looking forward to like seeing and hearing Michael.
Yeah, I want to hear your thoughts about all that.
Mm-hmm.
when you hear them. It's going to be a real treat. So listen, hey, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, coming to see us. And this has been the Legendary Accordion Festival. Again, my name is Terry Cavanagh, and our great Danny Jerabek right here treating us to all his knowledge and playing. Thank you, Danny.
Thank you, Terry. Appreciate it, buddy.
Everybody, come on back. Bring 100 of your best friends, and we'll have some more fun together. These will be going all week long. So you can come back anytime and check out on the other players. And just want to say, be well and keep on squeezing. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.